Okay, for this exercise, I wanted to explore the face. So, as you design your characters and you get start and you're making the skeleton and the stop motion puppets articulated, you might, when you're sculpting it, you might make subtle changes. In fact, it's most likely you're going to make some subtle changes to your design, overall design, because it's going to come out a little differently the way you drew it and the way you sculpt it. So, I wasn't really satisfied with this face anyway, so I kind of went back and said, okay, what can I do differently with this overall shape? So I'm gonna play around with that a little bit and maybe make him a little more almond shaped. And you have as you're doing this, you might come up with two different characters, which is great. You have two different, if you have 10 characters, catalog each one. Um, But yeah, playing with shapes, I would usually do if in the design. So this is a construction step by step, but in the actual design, overall design of, I would have done a bunch of silhouette drawings, and you have the videos for that. So I'd say watch those videos, and now I can kind of maybe I want to make his eye sockets bigger. I want to make his eyes bigger. I think overall, definitely. Mm, you know, falling in the Disney Pixar trap, but they show up better on camera. They're cuter. Just all these reasons. I remember not fighting, arguing with my teachers when I was getting my MFA in computer animation. Like, yeah, if you want it cuter, make the eyes bigger. That's what Pixar does. Like, I don't want to do what Pixar does. Like, well, there's worse things. So yeah, and I think slight bit of shading doesn't hurt. Maybe give them just get rid of those kind of bulbous nose and just give them like a little triangle nose here. And play with the mouth shape. So yeah, I keep the mouth the same size maybe. Um, yeah, let's see how this is going. I think playing with the eye socket area in general, the shade, the shadow and light that goes in here is really fun in your sculpting. There's a lot of room to play with that, and just doing little subtle, tiny little changes catches the light. Is what's so amazing about doing sculpture is you have the actual real world light. Nothing beats real lighting, right? That's why I think we love stop motion in general. I'll keep the ears the same size. Maybe I'll bring that up a little more, maybe a little bit more of a lobe. So they're still going to stick out sideways. But I think in the armature, I'm going to design some wires as part of the skull to do that. Man, I don't want to get too Paranorman or Pinocchio with it, but there might be some unconscious, unintentional design similarities that happen. Maybe, yeah, maybe just triangulate the head shape a little bit more. And I think already becoming a little happier with that design. Maybe his neck would still be really long, and the triangle. So now I have this like template to draw on, which I hope all of you have at this point. And instead of being more, I guess the other ones has as a caveman, like the longer arms. But now this one, definitely want to narrow him down even more. So let's just go for it here. Keep the pelvis in about the same spot here. Maybe expand the rib cage this time. Oops, going off camera. and maybe not so bow-legged, maybe have the legs coming out still. But I think this time around, I'm going to actually bring the calf in and put the feet in the same spot on the floor. And the arms will keep, I'm definitely doing the palm forward this time, as I talked about in the other video. And yeah, these little mechanical blue reds, by the way, they do save you. I was making a crack about wasting time. Wasting time sharpening your pencil constantly, but yeah, it is nice to not have to sharpen it when you want sharper lines. You're just kind of going and going. You never have to stop and sharpen if you use one of these. So get mechanical. They're just really brittle, the mechanical pencil. Graphite pieces are wax. So, and then definitely don't need the super wide feet. Also widen them up a bit just for, like I said, Nightmare Before Christmas, Paranorman, Coraline. I mean, those are, extremely professionally done. Extremely professionally. They're very professionally done puppets, and so yeah, they can get away with having giant fabrication shops do all these crazy booms and pieces that come out of the hip and whatnot, and don't even have to put the feet tied down into the ground. There we go. Hopefully, it's coming out all right. And back to the head over here, and maybe curve in the outer portion like that, and do a little bit of an eyelid. See, it's not as simple maybe, and then maybe do the um, give them bushy eyebrows designed on there. And now it's time to maybe bring in the mechanical red. See if now once I bring this away from the drawing below, you're going to really see a giant difference how the character is going to look. So kind of trying to remember to do that on purpose as I'm drawing and talking and stuff. There it goes. Mm-hmm. And accentuate the ear. Again, I'm not going to remember to not add all too much detail. Anatomy for the ear. And some subtleties down here in the cheekbone. Maybe give them a like really pointy little chin. See how that turns out. And then up here, I was going to do the skull whiter. And get rid of the almond shape a little more. Then remembering I have everything on my tablet here so I can slide this around a little bit easier as we're designing. Okay, let's take this off and take a peek. So I have like a lot of extra tape on here at this point. Make sure it's not sliding, and that little tack, so you got like a little tray or spot on my desk here to step through all these extra pieces of tape I have lying around. And so I just didn't want it to move. I wanted to make really sure. So yeah, I was looking at my reference board. Whatever reference boards you collected, there's probably Corpse Bride and Paranorman and the other influences that came out. But yeah, there's a little bit, I think, better face than what I had before. Happier with that face. So I could easily plop that on the same body. But I think I might just continue with something new for that one. So put it on there and keep on going. So yeah, feel free to explore and just put a fresh sheet of paper down. Tracing paper's cheap.